It's all changed for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a difficult run.
It's been the hardest we've ever known the last 4 weeks. We had a month's mind yesterday.
Really, already
which,
a month?
which is scary, it was unbelievable. But, we just kind of stick together, the four of us, and our families have been there for us and to get us through it. And it's still very confusing. It's still very shocking to us, and I don't think we've really dealt with it properly yet in our heads and our hearts.
How could you so soon after? It's really only very recent, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we've decided we're going to go and make the record for Steo that we started a few months ago. He recorded 3 of the vocals already, so we have that, and that's a kind of saving grace, I guess, that we have that. And I think it's right. Stephen would like people to hear it, and I know the fans would like to hear it. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what's next for us after that. If we can go on as a band, I don't know, because touring and all those things wouldn't seem right somehow. But we're definitely, we're going to make the record, and the four of us are sticking together. We feel when the four of us are together, we feel he's in the room, which is is nice, yeah.
The presence is there.
Yeah, he's just with us,
Was he there last night, do you think?
Yeah, he's with us all the time. We talk to him constantly, and we laugh with him, and we hear his comments, and it kind of keeps you going, that kind of thing.
When did you first get the awful news, Ronan? When?
I was in Chicago. I just landed in Chicago. I was going to run the marathon for the foundation, and I was on the ground 4 hours, and I got a call to say he had passed. And when I first got the call, a friend said Stephen had passed, and I said, "Stephen who?" was my first reaction, because you just can't. I couldn't for 1 second think it was Theo. And when he said Stephen Gately, I was a mess. I was devastated, and I was in a restaurant. We were with the 150 Irish Garda Síochána, and we were all running the marathon together for the foundation. And I just ran out of the restaurant and ran down the street. My sister Linda came after me. She had my coat and my hat, and I was in bits. I was in hysterics. Called the other 3 lads, tried to explain it to them.
Where did you run to when you?
I just ran down the street. I didn't even know where I was. I was in a strange town. I didn't know where I was. I ran back to my hotel then and got my bags and went straight to the airport. Got on the next flight back.
And when did you call the other lads?
Straight away, I called them immediately. I called Yvonne. I called the 3 lads, and
how was that?
I called Louis, and I called Andrew actually. Sorry,
did you?
I called Andrew first, because Stephen's partner, because I didn't want to believe it. So I had to, I called Andrew to see if it was true. And then I called Yvonne and the lads and told them the news, and then I just got back to the airport and got home as quick as I could. Well, I got to London, met the lads, and we all flew down to Mallorca.
How were the phone calls to the other boys? I can't imagine.
The worst I've ever known in my life. Everybody took it differently, it was very hard. But the 3 lads were in Dublin, so they got together, and they all went to Keith's house and spent the night there. And I just on the plane, I just flew back.
You must have felt very far away.
I felt very alone on that flight.
Yeah.
Luckily my sister was with me. She came to the airport, which was lovely to have that. But the flight was hard.
Were you on your own on the plane?
Yeah, it was very hard.
What did you do for that flight?
I just sat thinking, tried to watch a movie, tried to eat, couldn't. I just sat there and cried and sat there and thought about it. I was just a mess. It was horrible. And the air hostess came up to me at one stage and said, "Is he all right?" So I was like, yeah, I'm all right. It was hard. It was a horrible experience. I would hate anyone to have to go through it.
It just didn't feel right, B correct, but from talking to you now, it sounds like it just didn't feel true.
It didn't. No, it didn't. I think we're still dealing with it. We're still taking. We still haven't believed it. We haven't taken it in.
Yeah.
It's not our story, Ryan.
I know it's not.
It's not supposed to be. It just wasn't supposed to happen. It's just heartbreaking. He had so much living left to do. He had so much to give. He called me on the Friday night, excited about the album, excited about the new songs. It's just devastating. It's just hard to believe he's gone. Still think he's going to walk in the room or text me or call me,
When you went to Mallorca, you obviously decided, right, we're going to stick together like this, like the Musketeers heading off to save one of your fallen,
Yeah, we just wanted to be close to him as soon as we could. So we just wanted to get down there. And Andrew was there, obviously, and spend time with him and just talk about it all and figure it out and try and get him home. And, everyone, I have to say a big thank you to everyone. Our manager, Mark Plunkett, who stayed there while we came back to our families for 2 days, stayed down there and organised, bringing Stephen home. organising all of that, and the paperwork is unbelievable. And the Irish government and the Spanish government, they were incredible. And then when we got back here and when we brought Stephen home on the Friday, everyone here from the Garda Síochána to just the public, the people on the street, they were amazing. They got us through it. They helped us get through it.
The night before, Ian, we're also familiar with this decision of yours to stay in the church.
Yeah.
Explain that decision to me, if you would.
Yeah, it was basically we were with Stephen's mum and dad, Margaret and Martin, during the week. Four of us went up to see them, and Margaret had said that she didn't want him in the church on his own, in a cold church on his own. And we knew Steve didn't like the dark, and he didn't like being on his own anyway, so we said, don't worry, we'll stay with him. We'd kind of talked about it, and we got 4 sleeping bags and lay next to him on the floor for the night.
And was he at that stage, where was he lying in state then?
Yeah, he was in the church, yeah, right in the centre of the church and in front of the altar. And Father Declan, who was great, who gave the service, he was brilliant. He really, he helped us through it all. And he was a brilliant priest, and, it was, he helped us get through.
What was that night like, Ronan?
It was amazing, actually. A lot of people asked us afterwards, was it eerie? It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Why would you say beautiful?
Because it was, well, for us, it was our last night together as a 5-piece. We sat together, we laughed, we cried, we could hear him answering back things we'd say to him. And it was just us for that. We wanted to press pause almost and just, stay here, because it was, it felt very special to us.
And of course the community around Share Street.
Amazing.
They pulled together.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, they cleaned up the church. They got, the respect they showed the family and Stephen. When the funeral cars were leaving, everyone threw flowers out on the road. It was just magnificent. He would have been so proud of that.
You spoke very eloquently at the church. Obviously, thankfully, I say thankfully we didn't see it, because sometimes we don't need to. But
was
that the hardest speech?
Hardest ever. Hardest I've ever known. I didn't want to get upset. I wanted to get to the end of it. I just wanted to get to the end of it. I got the third last line or so. It just all hit me,
What was the trigger that made you?
Oh, you're gonna get me now.
No, but just, do you know what? There's nothing wrong with being upset.
I know. No, just when I said I lost my wingman, that was for me the hardest thing,